Okay, so today we're done already with the introduction to information assurance. No, wherein the information assurance in our country focuses on protecting data, confidentiality, integrity, and availability across government and private sectors. No, agencies like DICT, implement the National Cybersecurity Plan 2022 to secure critical infrastructure such as banking, healthcare, and e-government platforms. Assurance include risk management, data recovery, and incident response to maintain trust in service like eGov.ph and online banking. So the country's cybersecurity landscape evolved from simple antivirus measures in early 2000s to advanced frameworks after the Privacy Act of 2012 or RA 10173. High-profile incidents such as the 2016 COMELEC data breach, which exposed voter information, pushed policymakers to strengthen the Cybercrime Act RA 10175 naman po and invest the National Computer Emergency Response Team. So today, initiative like Cybercrime or Cybersecurity Bureau actually uh, guide organizations to adopt a global standard like ISO 27001, as our presenter mentioned. With the rapid digitization of public services and the growth of fintech, strong information assurance is vital. And the Philippine government's e-government projects, so from online tax filing to digital health records, depend on resilient IT infrastructure to maintain citizen trust. So the private sector, especially the BPO and banking, prioritize assurance to secure transactions and sustain the country's reputation as a global outsourcing hub. The module number 2 took topic about core security principles. Now, the CIA triad, now we are familiar with confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So, Philippine enterprises actually protect confidentiality through encryption and compliance with the Data Privacy Act of 2012. For integrity, digital signatures and blockchain audits are increasingly used in e-payment system like GCash and Paymaya. Availability is addressed by redundancy and disaster recovery strategies, especially in critical in a typhoon-prone country where natural disasters can disrupt data centers. AAA model, authentication, authorization, and accounting. Banks and e-commerce platforms implement multi-factor authentication or the MFA to verify users. Authorization controls like role-based access in government portals for PhilHealth limit insider threats. Accounting or audit trails are required by the Bangko Sentral of the Pilipinas, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas for financial institution to trace digital transaction and detect fraud. Security models and policies, so organizations adopt formal security policies aligned with ISO 27001 or NIST framework. So schools and universities are integrating these policies into LMS platforms or learning management system, while government agencies rely on DICT's information system strategic plan to ensure an uniform data protection and incident response. Module 3, risk management and security governance. So we have the type of risk now. The Philippine organizations face cyber risks, such as ransomware, phishing, and insider threats. So natural hazards like typhoon and earthquakes add physical risk to data centers, demanding hybrid strategies combining cybersecurity and disaster preparedness. So risk assessment and analysis technique, business apply risk assessment using tools like vulnerability scanners and threat modeling. Bank conducts regular penetration testing to comply with BSP circular number or Bangko Sentral of the Pilipinas circular numbers 808, ensuring early detection of system weaknesses. Educational institutions use risk matrices to safeguard our student information. For the security governance and frameworks, the DICT provides the National Cybersecurity Plan and Cloud First Policy. If you are familiar with Cloud First Policy as governance blueprints. Government agencies from data privacy committees to monitor compliance while private companies adopt COBIT and ITIL frameworks for effective oversight and reporting. For module number 4, focus on security frameworks and standards, we always heard the word ISO 27001 because many Philippine bank, BPO companies and universities pursue ISO 27001 certification to assure clients of their information security maturity. Certification demonstrate compliance with global best practices and is often a requirement for international partnership. So we have NIST cybersecurity framework. So the ICT, of course, encourage agencies to align with NIST identify, protect, detect, respond, recover approach. For example, the energy sector uses NIST guidelines to safeguard power grid operations against cyber sabotage. Now, we have COBIT in ITIL for security. COBIT helps organizations integrate IT governance with business goals, no, vital for BPO firms handling global client data. So ITIL service management approach support government e-services by embedding security controls into IT security delivery, no, enhancing citizen trust in digital platforms. So module number 5 focus on threats, vulnerabilities, and attacks. Type of threats, so we have malware, phishing, and insider. Malware campaigns often target Philippine financial apps, no, when while phishing scams spikes during tax season or disaster relief periods. No, insider threats arise when employees mishandle personal data and prompting companies to strengthen background checks and continuous monitoring. We have OWASP, no, top 10, no, local developers building government or fintech, no, applications reference or OWASP top 10 to prevent injection attacks, broken authentication, and insecure APIs. No, this is critical for services like e-wallets and health record system. For vulnerability management cycle, organizations adopt continuous patching, no, and threats intelligence sharing, often coordinated by the Philippine National Computer Emergency Response Team. So regular vulnerability assessment and remediation cycle reduce exposure to emerging exploit. Topic number 6 or module number 6 focus on cryptography basic. Symmetric and asymmetric encryption. We have financial institution employs EES and RSA algorithms to secure online transactions. So government agencies encrypt citizen data in the national ID or do sa PhilSys, no, sa systems to prevent identity theft. Now, hashing in digital signatures, na hashing verifies file integrity in e-government portals, no, ensuring downloaded permits or tax forms are unaltered. So digital signatures backed by the Philippine PKI system under DICT validate electronic documents in public procurement and court submission. PKI and key management, no, that the Philippine Government Root Certificate Authority supports e-services like e-notary and online land registration. So proper key management, no, including hardware security modules, is critical to avoid breaches and maintain trust in digital governance. So, for topic number 1 to 5, no, across the 5 modules, no, information assurance security in the Philippines rely on a mix of global standards, no, in local regulations such as Data Privacy Act, Cybercrime Prevention Act, and the ICT National Cybersecurity Plan. Public and private sectors collaborate to secure digital transformation efforts, ensuring resilient IT infrastructure for government, business, and education while addressing the country's unique risk from natural disasters and rapid digital adaptation.